So we thank you all so much for joining us. If this is your first time on the journey, welcome. We appreciate you tuning in. And if you're back with us again for another episode, thank you, thank you, thank you for your continued support. We always want to give a shout out to our underwriters because without them, we could not do what we do. So we appreciate their support each and every season as we continue this journey called life. Now, if you're interested in being an underwriter, you can reach out to jerryroycelive@gmail.com or Paula G. Boyce at paulagvoice.com as well for more information on your underwriting opportunities. I always open each and every show with time is precious. Life is precious. Those are two things that you cannot get back. So for you to think it not robbery to spend this time with us is truly, truly appreciated. And we keep that in mind each and every week as we prepare these shows and as we invite guests on the show so that we know at the end of the show, you will be blessed. You will have nuggets of wisdom that you can take to further your journey as well. So we appreciate each and every one of you. And today I'm excited. I have my sister in television and sister in radio with me today. She's a minister, she's an author, she's a certified marriage coach. So let me just stop right there. Y'all know when I say get paper and pencil, I've been saying it a lot lately. Get paper and pencil because some nuggets are going to be dropped that you want to make sure you drop them down, okay? Please welcome to the journey, my sister, Mrs. Annie Sally. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the journey.
Thank you for having me, Paula.
So how have you all navigated this whole pandemic season? We've been hearing about, everyone's testimony as to how they've navigated. So how have you and your husband navigated this season?
Well, of course, it's been some challenges, being isolated and that type of thing and limited from spaces that we really enjoy, like restaurants and movie theater and that type of thing. But we've made the best of it. We've made the best of it. I do work from home. I have the pleasure of working from home. So my life hasn't changed a whole lot other than my activities, my enjoyment after work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So when I introduced you as my sister in radio and television. So tell us a bit about your network and the ministry.
Okay. Well, the Wake Up Call radio and television broadcasting network, God gave me this vision about 7 years ago. And the movement started from the book, the very first book I wrote, Wake Up Call, Waking Up God's Purpose in You. Well, I was under the impression that this book was going to be phenomenal, sell millions of copies. However, God had a bigger plan. It was actually to start a movement. And so from that book, we founded the Wake Up Call Radio and Television Network, home to over 30 weekly shows from health and wellness to spiritual empowerment, enrichment, where we have lots of professionals on when it comes to wellness and health. And then we have a lot of ministers and teachers and professionals like yourself on just to talk about their journey and what they're doing. We call it the movers and shakers in our city and around the world. So it's been phenomenal. I found purpose, after all that I've done, I found purpose. Working as a hairstylist, business owner for the last 30 years, this is the most fulfilling that I've enjoyed.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned, the different, roles that you've had and positions that you've had over the last 30 years, and this being the most fulfilling. Somebody needs to hear that because that is a journey to finding your purpose. It doesn't necessarily, at least I don't know anyone where it happened overnight. It's through the process of living and through the process of going through these different experiences, gaining the experiences and the knowledge and so forth to where you get to the point where you can really say, I am walking in my purpose,
Yes,
and it feels
it
good.
does. It really does.
And walking in this purpose, you're walking together, you and your husband,
Yes.
working together. So tell us a little bit about that collaboration as well.
Well, what I love about my husband of 32 years, he is my greatest supporter. He's my greatest supporter,
Mm,
building businesses, and throughout our 32 years together, we've always worked together. We've always been
mm,
friends and best friends, and we've always been business partners, for my senior adult daycares and my learning centers for children. He works with me where the policies and procedures, and with the studio. He works with me on set. He works with me on several shows. And so he is my biggest supporter, and I thank
yeah.
God for him daily.
I always ask married couples to share some nuggets, to share some words of wisdom, to
Hmm.
share advice, to let us know how long they've been married and what they feel
Hmm.
contributes to the success of their marriage.
Hmm.
And I said this last night when we were recording previous episode, and I'll say it again. Each and every one of you, the couples, have always said that your mate is your best friend.
Mm.
Your mate is your best friend. You can take anything, you can talk about anything. It's your safe place, it's your comfort. And that's important, especially for young people today, to understand that the the foundation matters. The foundation of the relationship matters, and to be able to work together as business partners
Hmm.
and as husband and wife, that sounds like a lot of time together.
That's a lot of time together. That's a lot of time together,
Yeah.
and we have written 3 books together as
Oh my
well.
gosh.
Yeah, so we do
Yeah.
a lot of work together, but it's something that we have always done from the
Hmm.
beginning. So it's a
Yeah.
norm for us. It's a norm for us.
So just spending that much time you just answered my next question. Then spending
And that's part of our success as
yeah,
team players. We understand that we're on the same team, we work
yeah,
together, and no one tries to outshine the other. If one
right.
loses, the whole team
The
loses.
whole team
The
loses.
whole
The whole
team.
team. So tell us a bit about When the Bow Breaks. Tell us a bit about that book.
Well, when the vow breaks, a journey from hurt to healing, we
Hmm.
actually talk about our broken first marriage. We were both
Hmm.
married before, early on, 19, 20 years old. And
Hmm.
we talked about the pain and the
Hmm.
transition of those early on relationships. He had 2 girls, 2 and 3. I had a son, 2 years
Hmm.
old. And so we had to revisit that pain to actually talk about the healing process. So we began with the pain and the suffering and the brokenness from the first relationship. And then
Hmm.
we sat down one day to coin what would be the 7 shares.